Alright, you guys, how's it going? It's Ultra Desi again. Now I'm back again with another one of my little book series I got. I did one of these previously. This is again kind of like LaShawn Thomas's What's in Your Stash videos. I've got a few more books with me this time, so I'm just gonna show you guys some of the stuff that I'm inspired by that I own in my little collection. This ranges from how to draw books, reference materials, comic books, manga, etc. Alright, so first one I want to talk about is Frank Miller's 300. And obviously I'm pretty sure a lot of you have seen this, but Frank Miller did this graphic novel at first, and it eventually garnered enough attention to be able to get him a movie deal, to create 300 the movie. And, it turned out pretty well. I like the movie a lot. I did not see the sequel yet, but I will eventually. I really like to dissect the storytelling of a lot of these guys in the comic book industry. I love comics a lot, very, very much. And I noticed, like, with Frank Miller's style, definitely with this one, it's kind of like reading an epic play, like a very epic play. He uses narration very much, exciting, looking like painted, backgrounds and stuff like that. Very well done. Creates a very essential mood. And he's using grouping the characters in certain ways, to push certain themes. You can group characters like that and make storytelling, very easily to tell what's going on. Yeah, I checked that story out and I thought it was pretty deep. It's pretty cool. It definitely he did a lot of research to figure out, things about the Spartans and everything like that. And a lot of this stuff did translate into the movie, so that's great. A lot of times when they do make movie adaptations of graphic novels and, really long series, most of the stuff, I would say like 80% most of the time doesn't make it in there. And if it does turn out well, maybe, I would say 45% makes it in there. And that's mostly the origin story. And usually after the origin story, they start screwing stuff up. But I really, really like this. It's very epic looking. His artwork is, he uses blacks very well and grouping very well here. This whole entire book is also in landscape view. This gives it a different feel. It's not like, usual stuff is, vertical or whatever. But, this whole book is in landscape view, so that's different. I like to pay attention to stuff like that. I try to break down, how did the person go about telling the story. Even look at his usage of, like, his panels and, like, how, there's a little whatchamacallit that goes through all of it and they're all linked together some type of way, some type of chain, I would say. That's very interesting to me. I'm not gonna go over every page like I usually do. I would say, if you're working on comics, study the people who came before you. It's nice to study the people you like, but study the greats that everyone seems to put on some sort of pedestal. And if you like them, learn from them. And even if you don't like them, learn from them. Because, 9 times out of 10, they can do something you don't know how to do. I would kind of say that most of the great, there seems to be some type of artist or creative person in every industry that comes along and can take everything that, the people who are doing better than them, that were doing great in their generation, that came before him or her, and kind of take that stuff and push it to the next level. Because everybody else in the industry, definitely back in, like, I would say 70s, 80s, 60s, all that good stuff. Most people, what they do is they see someone who's doing amazing things and they're pushing things. And what do they have to do? They have to adapt. But when they adapt, obviously, what do? They copy. You know? That's what you do. If you're trying to adapt and you're trying to keep going in the medium that you want to stay in, if someone's pushing it and they're getting all this attention and they're getting all these sales, in order for you to stay relevant, you got to kind of find a way to adapt. And they don't have any shame in that because they're trying to survive. They're trying to not only survive with their career in comics, but they're also trying to survive, financially, sustain their life, all that good stuff. So, yeah, I feel like, Frank Miller, came in with a different skill set and way in which he told stories, and he pushed the medium to a different direction. So he didn't have to, I would say, adapt too hard, but everyone adapts. Everyone learns from people who came before them if you want to make it pretty far in this, I would say. So, really dig this scene here. That's a really cool scene. Because it's a wide panel, you get that nice space. Since everything's wide, it's also more cinematic, I would say. Because, movie screens are more wide than they are made like a comic book. So he made this more cinematic by making the panels wide. It's a little tidbit there. It's a lot of stuff I've learned over the years as far as this stuff goes, but still got a lot of practice to go. Anyway, that's 300 by Frank Miller. Second book is one of my favorite books that I usually go to, is the God of War 3 art book. I freaking love this book. I love this game, and I replayed all of the ones that I could from, 1, 2, 3, the PSP versions and everything like that. Why do I love this book? Well, first of all, this game was amazing. I mean, I would have to say when I remember playing the PlayStation 3, when I first got it, it was pretty early, I would say. I'd say about a year or two after it came out. It wasn't much to play. It was a few great things on there, like Heavenly Sword and, Resistance and things like that. We didn't know when the next God of War was gonna come out. But I remember they announced something, and I wasn't that pumped about it. I remember my friend playing God of War 2, and I was like, who's this angry guy? Why is he so upset? He's very violent, I see, But once they got the 3, I kind of backtracked because I wanted to see what the game was about, and I saw a trailer or something. So I started playing from part 1. And I found out, obviously, that there's a story behind all of this, and it's very good. It's very well done, and I like this character, and I watch all the behind-the-scenes footage, and I love books like this. This game is amazing. I feel like the most amazing thing about this game was, I guess, the beginning and the end of it, and the camera work. When it comes on, it feels like you're playing through the most amazing, brutal movie ever seen. And Kratos is amazing because he's a guy who doesn't talk unless he has good words. It's just, he doesn't say much. He doesn't give these full-length sentences about anything, but what he says, it means something. It's not like, he talks with purpose. He doesn't sit there and have these long-ass conversations about stuff. He actually talks with purpose. But anyway, as you can see, this artwork is great. They have the book broken down into many different sections: concept art, marketing, artwork, they have 3D models, monster concepts, and everything like that. Oh man, this is amazing. This is when he was fighting, it's Poseidon, when he had all these things around him. These, I feel they're called, they're not just horses, they're other creature things, I feel they're called. But anyway, I love the concept art in this book. They break down a lot of their monster concepts and everything like that, and there's obviously mythological research that goes into all of them. Yeah, it's a great art book. I feel like anyone should check it out if you're a fan of the series of God of War. Even if not, it's a great feat, I would say. A lot of great stuff is in here if you like monsters and rendering things in 3D and stuff like that. And nostalgia purposes, if you've already played God of War 3, you're wondering how great this art book is, and you haven't seen the reviews before this, or anyone flip through it like this and talk about it, it's a great book to have. I work on comics and illustration, and I wanted to get it because I thought the game was amazing. Start to finish. Nothing is perfect in this world, definitely man-made, but this game was very close to being perfect, I would say, from start to finish. A great game is, a great experience that always stays with you. It's one of those things that you always want to show your friends when they come over. And